Yeah, and
Calvary.
people now question it at Calvary Baptist Church. But this time around, we want you to RSVP and be a part of this conversation taking place here in Detroit. Let's go to Rick. Is Rick there with us?
Rick.
All right. Rick is not there. 313-778-7600. 313-778-7600 is the number to call and chime in this conversation. We're coming to you from Cobo Convention Hall to 2018 North American International Auto Show. This is the display of the finest in the American auto industry. This place has been called, Detroit has put the world on wheels. This has been called the arsenal of democracy here. Detroit has been the arsenal of democracy, has put the world on wheels. You will see some of the best trucks, I guess, in the world. You can come in and get and arrange to get a truck. Come and check it out. The auto show here going on at Cobo Convention Hall. We're coming to you live from there. I see Reverend Gregory Geis just joined us here on Facebook. Reverend Geis is the senior pastor of Detroit Unity Temple. Actually, on Sunday, he has Morris Dees, the co-founder of the Southern Poverty Law Center, civil rights champion, will be speaking at Detroit Unity Temple this Sunday, 10 a.m. at Detroit Unity Temple in Detroit. So be sure to check that out. In fact, we have some tickets coming up. I have some tickets coming up next week that we'll be giving away for Naeem Akbar. Naeem Akbar is the preeminent writer and authority on the post-traumatic slavery impact in America. He'll be speaking at the Charles Wright Museum February 4th as part of their Black History Month celebration. And we have tickets, courtesy of Detroit Unity Temple, to give to you to go see and hear from Naeem Akbar, a scholar, writer, and a man who is the most noted authority on the concept of post-traumatic slavery here in America. All of that, of course, coming to you from Detroit Unity Temple. But we're here on Red Line. Sam Riddle, the director for the Michigan chapter of the National Political Director, Michigan chapter of the National Action Network, here joining us here on the table. Sam, as we're getting ready to close, Michigan is challenged. A lot of challenges facing the state, and the gubernatorial election campaign will tell us whether, in fact, the state will move. What direction the state is going to go.
Well, and the thing is that we have to afford progressive and candidates, period, forums so that their views can be heard from a cross-section of the electorate. It's so critical to do that and not let the mainstream media pigeonhole us and limit us and marginalize us in terms of the issues that are before us today. Because if the mainstream media were picking the issues, you can rest assured that they would be lining up with Mayor Duggan and saying that poverty is no big deal and that there aren't two Detroits. And that's a shame, because once we acknowledge the problem and the issue, then we can begin to address it and join together so that we can fight for humane policies that address the issue of poverty here in Detroit.
You asked if we invited the mayor to this town hall, and I said, no, we did not invite the mayor to this town hall. But, as you know how things go in this town, some reps or surrogates who are connected to the mayor would obviously be there to take information back, as it's always done in this town, you know that. And we would have perhaps invited the mayor, but not after he came out and said to the choice of 90% media. I don't think, I don't know, we would not be inviting the mayor because we don't think the mayor would come or even accept our invitation. But what is going to be going on February 19th at the gubernatorial town hall at Martin Luther King High School, 6 p.m., focusing exclusively on poverty and economic inequality. That event is not a fiction. It is not 90% created by the media. It is real, and it will be going on in real time.
Absolutely. And again, we are coming to you from Cobo Hall, 9:10 a.m. the Superstation. And really, when I look again at the thousands of people passing this booth, Banker Lake, I see Southeast Michigan. It's not Detroit, but it's Southeast Michigan. And that says something about the challenge for anyone that's going to run for governor. Again, this is a state that Donald Trump carried and won.
Right.
And I can tell you right now, he's got a lot of votes left here in Michigan, and Bill Shuby is positioned to to really reap the harvest from that.
But let's also underline, Sam, that this is a county that Hillary Clinton lost to Bernie Sanders in the March 8th primary in 2016. Mayor Duggan and all the Democratic heavyweights in this town were unable to secure Wayne County for Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton lost Wayne County to Bernie Sanders, and as a result, Bernie Sanders ended up winning the state of Michigan in the primary.
Well, absolutely. And, what really galls me, again, is the denial of these losers within the Democratic Party who control the Democratic Party that did the Hillary Clinton campaign, that lost to Bernie Sanders, that lost to Donald Trump. I mean, we have a Democratic Party leadership in Michigan that's comprised of losers and handkerchief heads that can't get nothing done.
Yeah, it's the lackluster attitude of the Democratic Party is nothing new. I've written about it. We've talked about it many times. The lack of a spinal cord, the spineless attitude of the Democratic Party. Hopefully, the Democratic Party will grow some spine, and continue to force the party to action. Continue to ask tough questions of actually both parties, the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. But on February 19th, check it out at Eventbrite. We will talk, and we'll have more days and weeks to talk about this event. But be there. It's important for you to be there. It's important for you to hear from the candidates directly. Think about it. The last gubernatorial cycles that we have had. Okay, let me shorten it. Let me go to 2010, 2014. Did you remember any of those forums with Mark Schauer or Bud Bonero where we talked about poverty and economic inequality? No, there was nothing. It was middle class, education, and it's as if we skip around the issue. So those two gubernatorial cycles did not afford us an opportunity to talk about what is really affecting this city, and that is poverty and economic inequality. So for the first time in the modern era, we're bringing you this forum on economic inequality titled Not Taking Detroit for Granted. And so we want you to be there, and the candidates are going to be there. All four Democratic candidates will be there to talk about what their plan is to address economic inequality and poverty in the largest Democratic base in the state, which is the city of Detroit. If this is the only city that votes 90% Democrat in the state of Michigan, it is only right, it is only compelling that we have this conversation here in the city of Detroit, and there is no better place to have this dialogue than Martin Luther King High School.
And as a Vietnam-era veteran, honorably discharged, it really galls me when those that would destroy democracy in Detroit turn their heads away from the critical issue of poverty. We have an obligation to stand strong, and we have to drive the issue if the leadership will not raise the issue.
No question. Finally, remember what Dr. King said, the ghetto of poverty, the ghetto of misery, and the ghetto of race. We're still dealing with those, what I call the triangular factors, if you will. The trifecta issues that are affecting us. And on February 19th, we'll deal with all of those issues, but we'll have more information to bring you. But again, don't forget to RSVP. The earlier you do so, the better it is. You can secure a seat. Don't wait till the last minute to RSVP when it's already full. We'll be letting you know how many people are RSVP'd by the week, by the day, here on Redline on 19 AM. Sam, thank you so much for coming out to hang out with us.
It was great coming into Cobo, paying a fortune for parking, and then something through the parking lot trying to get to this booth.
A couple of people here were waiting for your autograph, by the way.
Yeah, right.
Waiting for your autograph or waiting for the mayor's autograph? Which one is it?
I don't think it's the mayor.
I think it's the mayor, though. You got to give it to him. Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan. All right, well, that brings us to the end of this week's actually Redline. We'll be back tomorrow on Monday in studio, right? Are we back in studio tomorrow on Monday? Yes, we're returning back to studio on Monday, and so we'll be broadcasting from the studios of 910 AM Superstation right in Southfield. This is Redline on 910 AM. I'm Bankley Thompson. Have a great weekend, and we'll come back to you next week. Thank you so much, and to our friends on social media for hanging out with us all through the 2 hours of this program. Thank you again. Always appreciate you joining this conversation and watching in and chiming in and giving us your opinions, because all that is in the public domain is of legitimate public interest.